as I said before, Keras is one of my favorite libraries. It allows easy exploration, and you can implement very complex models with a few lines of code, which is always a good thing. Of course, as I think I mentioned before, it's always better to actually understand what you're coding rather than just running code. And Keras is, as I said, it's a very easy to use tool. And at the moment, Keras used to have two backends, Theano and Tensorflow. As most of us probably know, Theano is not going to be supported anymore. So now the default is Tensorflow, and it is my understanding that it will soon have CNTK and MXNet. François Cholet recently announced that they were available in beta version. But I'm assuming if we go to production environments, most of the people will be probably using TensorFlow. And I have to say that I also use TensorFlow for mainly for test classification, is what I used in the past, and to implement an algorithm called wide and deep for recommendation. But I have this love-hate relationship with TensorFlow because I find it really hard to debug, and that is the main reason why I actually moved to PyTorch. And the purists will tell you that the main difference is that, and they're not so purist. In reality, the main difference is that PyTorch uses dynamic graphs, while TensorFlow and Keras they use static graphs. And some of the frames that use dynamic graphs, I believe, is Dynet, for example. And the main difference is with the static graphs is you define and run, and with dynamic graphs you define by run, which means this might mean a few things for the purist. Again, for me, it means that I can debug on the fly, and every time that you have a pass, you define the graph. PyTorch, in that sense, then is very expressive. You need to call your forward pass, and it forces you a little bit more to express what you're coding, to understand what you're coding. So in that sense, I have to say that recently I used it and I really liked it. It's really fast. So in the couple of examples where I've used PyTorch, it's proven to be faster than Keras with the TensorFlow backend. I haven't tested against TensorFlow. Soon I will. But yeah, that's mostly my path from using Keras at the very beginning to now using PyTorch and through TensorFlow. Of course, it's a matter of choice. I'm pretty sure that people that are experts in TensorFlow, they will tell me that the reason why I find difficulties in debugging is because I'm technically limited rather than TensorFlow being inherently hard to debug.